We're also joined by Jacqui Smith, and who, I think for the last time, actually, because this week she's been given a ministerial role by Sir Keir Starmer. Well, actually, let's ask her in just a moment. And also, good old Ian Dale, who I hope will be turning up again.
He's still here.
Yeah, no post for you as yet.
No, sadly not.
Sadly not.
No.
Oh, Jacqui, I mean, it's obviously fantastic for you. What's happening?
So I am appointed as a minister in the new government in the Department for Education. It's absolutely brilliant. It's actually, as somebody reminded me on Monday, 25 years ago that I first became a minister in the Department for Education. And at that point, I was the youngest minister in the government, and now I'm not. I think I count as the sort of... I'm calling myself experienced.
You're experienced,
Yeah,
vintage and classic.
But it's just brilliant, you know, it's brilliant to be part of the government and to be back in education.
Can I ask you, to have been there before and now to come back, you know, are you approaching the job differently? Do you see politics has changed? You know, are you going, well, I'm going to do this a bit differently like I was last time?
Well, I hope I've learnt from my experience. And, you know, I did have 10 years as a minister in the last Labour government.
At a pretty senior level.
At a reasonably senior level. And so, you know, I've learnt from what went right, and I hope I've learnt from what went wrong as well. And, you know, much of it is a bit, you know, some of it is coming back to me about the sort of pressure, the decisions, the honour that you feel from it. This time it's a bit different because I'm going to be in the House of Lords.
Right.
Yeah.
So on Thursday I'm going to be
Should call her milady now.
Milady.
Yeah, and curtsy, who you do. And so I'm going to be introduced to the House of Lords. That's going to be really exciting. That means that I have to... So every department has a minister in the House of Lords. And, of course, although I've got an area of responsibility, that means I have to answer for everything in the Department for Education in the House of Lords.
And
Well,
Ian,
that's interesting.
this is like the end of a double act. It's like Morecambe and Wise.
Heartbreaking.
It's like Dick and Dom.
Ian,
it's like one half of the Crankies is no longer around. What's going to happen?
Well, it is.
Are you looking for what's going to happen?
We've been doing Good Morning Britain together for, what, 7 years now? We've been doing the podcast for 7 years, so that's coming to an end. I've got to find a new podcast wife.
He didn't have to. He used to say, if the podcast finishes or if you can't do Good Morning Britain anymore, obviously I wouldn't feel like doing it. The minute I left, he's touting himself around to any woman that will have him to come and join the podcast.
It's the women who are attaching themselves to me.
Some things don't change.
I had a text from Harriet Harman saying, "Are you a younger man seeking an older woman?"
Wow.
So she's on next week.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes, isn't
Lovely.
it?
Yeah.
So is she dead to you now, effectively, Ian, Jacqui Smith?
We've got a final outing tomorrow, haven't we? We're appearing live in Broadstairs in Kent, doing a For the Many Live with Giles Brandreth. Not that we'll get a word in edgeways, obviously. So, no, I mean, Jacqui and I have become very close friends. In fact, we've got a little bit of an announcement to make, haven't we?
Go on, then.
Oh, come on, what's happening?
Well, we're finally going to get married.
I love the idea of that.
Who to?
Quiet. No, look, I'm going to miss her terribly, not just here, but also on the podcast. But we're going to stay good friends, aren't we? But that's up to you, because you're going to be far busier than me. So.
Yeah, you'll be sort of like...
Well, look,
Well, look, we're going to get the money's worth out of you then,
Yeah, quite right.
and make the most of it before you... Oh, look, she's sitting up straight.
Yeah,
She's got
right.
the ministerial vibe going on already. You're going to be brilliant, by the way, and I'm sure everybody will just look up to
Well, you
as
say
so
that,
experienced.
and then I'll be on here and you'll be giving me
I'll
that
tear you
sort of
apart. I'll tear you
terrible
apart.
grilling. You know, and it'll all be no more Mrs. Nice Guy.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly, new rules. But